Lucas Graham, who we were a huge fan of.
Once I was 7
and we
years
covered it
old.
and we changed it because he said like smoking and drinking or something.
Yeah, smoking bourbon,
children.
drinking, burning liquor.
And we had children in our band. He wrote a comment that was like, "Oh, they changed the lyrics." Like,
I didn't know that.
He roasted us.
So funny.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren,
and we're Cimorelli. Welcome back to
the Cimorelli podcast.
Amy
Hey,
won't shut
guys.
her yap
No, I
about.
won't.
I don't know what you're saying.
Direction.
Justin Bieber's baby or
No,
One
I was
Direction.
talking about many things,
Oh my
and
gosh.
no, you do not. You do not.
What
You did
now?
not want to be next to me in church yesterday.
Oh my god.
In church.
yes, she
I
kept
act.
blah blah blah. I literally am
Interesting.
like she's my toddler.
At the end, I accidentally started like choking with laughter.
In like the most silent part too.
I can't with
So
these.
good.
what's the
Listen,
word?
that's why I don't generally choose to sit with people.
Yeah, it's a bit hazardous.
And Lauren's so much taller than me. I never remember. She's like bending down her ear to hear me. I'm like, oh,
Your torso
sorry.
is way shorter than hers. Is that what you're saying?
I think my whole
No,
body.
no,
is.
like when we're
When
standing.
you're sitting. Oh, when you're standing. Oh, okay.
She's like 8 inches
I literally
taller than me. She's like a whole like giant thing next to me,
That
and
is
so,
so funny.
it's even more bad. And then this man kept whispering prayers really loud.
Yes, behind us. I was like,
So
All right, welcome
anyway,
back.
welcome back to the Cimorelli podcast. This is episode 225. Thank you guys for coming. Today, we will be discussing things we learned from being on the internet. And it's like, we just did a TikTok talking about this, but it's basically like things people have told us about ourselves in the comment section,
Some
right?
offensive things they told us
Yeah.
about ourselves or just in general, just things you never would have thought of if you hadn't been online,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
We got a nice list. So we made a TikTok about this. You guys loved that. So we're like, we need to make an episode about this and like expand on these things.
Honestly, I feel like people just walked around the earth for many years thinking like, I'm pretty okay. Until the internet came around. And then everyone's like, wow, there's a lot of things wrong with me. I didn't
Too
even
real.
know.
Too real.
In the eyes of the beholder.
so true.
Yeah, okay, I'm back. I'm trying.
Okay, so first, before we get into that, we're going to start with our highs and lows of the week. So guys, what was your high and your low of the week?
Well.
Oh, I know my high of the week.
Oh, you tell them.
Okay, my high of the week is that my very own son, my very own 4-year-old, has been such an angel this week.
Wow.
And he keeps like hugging me and being like, I love you, mommy. And just being so nice and then like helping his little sister with stuff and like being so like responsible. And I'm like, can you go get both of you in the stroller? And then he goes and gets both of them in the stroller. And I don't even have to do anything.
That's so sweet.
He just does it for me. And then he's like, goes to her and hugs her and is like, are you okay? If like she gets hurt and stuff like that. He's doing this stuff all week. And like she got hurt the other day and then she didn't want me to hug her. She ran to him and she's like, no, bear it. And she wanted him to hug her. So I was like, that is exactly what I needed as I'm contemplating if I'm failing every parenting category or whatever. I'm like, this is great. So that was definitely my high. I'm like, wow, he is such a sweet little boy. And then my low of the week. Oh, I know. It was a mental breakdown.
Oh.
Yesterday and the day before.
Same.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Cycles are synced.
it's like just realizing how much work there is to be done in my mental and physical health. And having professionals confirm that to you, then it's
Yeah,
like,
that's tough.
I like to pretend that I'm all good, basically. I'm like, I can just push through that, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when you have the professionals, it really hits you, and you're like, I can't be delusional anymore. So I'm like, oh,
Well, that's
man,
Lauren to me.
Can't be delusional anymore about this. I actually like really have to take this seriously.
That is tough. That's the toughest.
And thinking about the amount of professionals I'm working with this season to help me is like wow.
So you need some real help.
It's like I really needed to hire this many people
Yeah.
to teach me how to take care of myself.
Well, you know what?
Interesting.
I think everyone could benefit from that.
Yes.
I would say the
I
positive is
need a bunch of
you're on your
professionals.
journey of healing, and
Yes.
this season is going to help put you on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my negative is having that mental breakdown and being like, well, this is horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like you're driving your car and you're like, this car is great. And then every once in a while it like breaks down a little bit, but you can like just shove it back into place somehow. And then it keeps going. And then you go to the mechanic and they're like, this is really broken. It has a lot to do. And it's going to cost a lot of money. And you really need to fix this and this and this and this.
And
this,
you're
this.
like, I can't drive anywhere
And
because
you're
my
like,
car is broken.
I've been pretending it was great.
That is tough.
So that's good.
That ain't right. Well,
But I'm coming out of that that mental breakdown.
yeah.
that's
reality.
good.
Sometimes you have to just accept that and then you move on.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm on my journey. All right, who's next?
Well, let's see. My mental breakdown of yesterday would be my low for free.
Oh,
For free,
yeah.
for free. It was not right.
Okay.
But it wasn't like that. Okay. It was more of just like I was having a heinous meltdown about how I was mad that I was so tired.
A heinous meltdown.
It was a heinous meltdown.
Not how you're mad.
It kind of sounds like a toddler vibe.
Yes.
When they're mad
No,
that they're
genuinely.
There should be a word for that, like hangry, but like tired.
Tired.
So
I know. How can you make a good one out of that? It's kind of
that was truly low. And then it kept me up at night. I was texting Lauren in the middle of the night. I was like, how do I schedule my life? She's like, write it down or stop thinking about it. I was like, yeah, you're right. So that was a low. But then my high was we went to church super early and I got to sit there for like an hour and just read, journal, pray to the old Lord. My phone was off. I was nowhere to be found. It was impeccable.
Oh yeah, Kath and I had a very peaceful experience at church on Sunday as well. It was
We did.
It was so quiet.
We were like, we were
the
basically at like a Zen
melodious
retreat,
laughter of the children.
just breathing deep.
It was just so chill for us.
Yeah, we were in the crying.
We were in the crying room together.
And you guys were crying.
You guys are the
And we were the ones crying. It was
Honestly, I
Chaos.
think I blocked it out. I'm like, what even happened? I don't think I was mentally there. I was just like, woo.
it's not right.
Yeah. I don't think I heard one word of church.
Are
I know, I
meltdowns
was
like
like-
contagious with children? I feel like they kind of are.
I think their energy just rubs off on each other and they're like ramping each other up.
Yeah. that
Yeah, I
happens.
could see.
Yeah. There's a lot of screaming and toy taking.
Taking children to church is so hard.
Yeah.
How was your low?
It's
oh,
not
yeah,
peaceful.
no. Okay, who's next?
I can go. Yeah, I'm going down the line. My low, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like think of how to express that, but basically my husband lost someone and we're kind of going through some like grief right now. And it's just been really weird trying to like process that. But last night I was really grateful because my in-laws came over and they took the boys for us, which was really nice.
Are they here?
Yeah, they're here.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so
so that we could like go to church and just have like a minute to breathe. It's just as Christina kind of talked about, like it's so hard to like process grief or anything when you have like so many responsibilities with the kids all the time. It's like you just don't have a second to like be sad. And yeah, just like you feel like you have to kind of keep your brave face on from like 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. or whatever, like while you're
Yeah.
parenting.
Dang, that's a lot of hours.
So you're just like,
You're like, I'm
trying to
waiting
shove it
until
in.
my 8 p.m. comes around.
Yeah, I honestly just usually cry in the car. But I
When
actually
they
was-
can't see you.
Yeah, but I
Fine.
was wondering if Leo could see me because I saw him like looking at, from his mirror that's on the back of the seat to like.
I think they probably know that you're crying.
I mean, I said to him, I
Yes.
said, just so you guys know. I mean, my therapist says I should just tell them things, even if I don't know if they understand. I was like,
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy are kind of sad right now, but it's okay. We can still take care of you, and we're gonna be okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I don't want them to feel like the burden of it, but I also don't want
That's
to just
really
like.
nice though to be able to be like so real though.
Yeah, because I feel like they're so perceptive that they can feel and
Yeah.
some. And it was so sweet.
Well,
Leo
kids
was like,
always know. Think about yourself.
"Oh yeah, they can
You and
totally
Mom are
perceive
having
it."
What is
difficult
this sad
time.
face?
And I
I've
just told him
never
to think it's
seen?
like their fault. And Leo was like, "Oh, Dad needs to go to the doctor." And I was like, "Oh, buddy!" Like that was his perception of like being sad. Was like, "You need to go to the doctor."
I know when I cry,
Oh.
I try not to. It's really hard. It's really hard when you're watching your kids.
I
Then
know.
Barrett runs up and hugs me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's okay. Mommy's sad, but mommy's going to take care of herself. And then daddy's going to take care of mommy. But thank you for that hug. I try to say that because I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't have to take care of me, but I really appreciate that hug. That's really nice. But don't worry. Mommy's going to take care of herself.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's really slay.
It's so hard to like know what to do because like
it's okay.
But that's teaching. That's teaching
Yeah.
them how to not be codependent, though.
and also you're just like it's hard to hold it in
good,
all
though.
day. So sometimes you're just gonna cry. And it's good to say something
Yes.
and I think being really honest, like
It's a normal
mommy
part
and
of
daddy
being
are feeling sad. Like it's like you're showing them like we're not just gonna hide it, and they know there's something weird, but they don't know what it is.
Because that's what they're going to model for themselves.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. But
it's
when
okay
I'm
to be
watching
sad.
TikTok and then I cry from so many TikToks. There's so many like adoption TikToks, stuff like that.
Yes.
And
Oh
I'm just
my
like,
gosh.
this happens like every week. Bear's like, Mommy, are you okay? And then I'm just trying to explain, like, I'm so touched. And he's like, what?
happy tears.
It's like,
it's
you're
hard
sad.
to.
I'm like, oh, no.
Sometimes you're so happy you cry.
I just feel so many emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
really
times.
confusing.
That would be strange, too.
Like, I'm crying because I'm so happy the kid got adopted. It's like, what?
I get that.
SMH.
I don't know how y'all do it. Good for you. That's
You just
a lot
wake
of
up
work.
and you want to cry, and then you go, well,
Too bad.
8 p.m.'s coming real soon. Just 13 hours.
I mean, I get it.
You're like, just don't look at the clock. Anyway.
Did you say you're high?
This is the season
Oh,
with
no, she
toddlers.
Oh well, I guess my high was my in-laws came over
Oh,
and like helped us, which was really nice because
Community.
they have a lot on
I
their
love
plate.
it.
So I was like very thankful that they came over. Yeah.
My low, I was kind of depressed though over the weekend and week, I guess.
I feel like this has had some weird vibes in the universe.
So that was probably my low. Not great times. My high was actually going to confession last night because it hadn't been in a minute. So I was like nervous. I was like, is this thing on, you know?
Oh my gosh. You walk in with the priest, you're like, is this thing?
Well, and it was a new priest that I'd never gone to.
Yeah,
and
he has kind of an
That's
interesting
what I
personality,
prefer.
too.
Well,
Someone
I
new.
just don't know how they're going to respond. Because sometimes you're just like, okay. And sometimes they're like, oh, well, let me tell you. And then sometimes they bully me. Just that one guy did.
Yeah.
But
Well, and
feel like
sometimes
they always
they're like,
try to make me
well,
feel
I'm-
better.
Yeah.
yeah, it depends.
Except for that one.
Yeah, that he has had a problem. But you just don't know, you know.
You really don't know.
And it was at a different church that I haven't gone to confession at before. So I was like, I don't know how this goes. Where does the line start? What
J
time do I need to
problems.
get there? Blah, blah, blah. Even though I got the insider
We
info,
got all the inside info.
I was still confused because they didn't even have a real line. I'm
They
like,
don't have a
"All
real
right,
line. They have,
you
like,
guys need
yeah.
real help." But it was just good because I was so nervous. And then he was so nice to me. He's like, that was a good confession. I was like, thank you. He's like, it was thorough and humble. I was like, I don't know what's humble about that. I was just like, I did this. Like, okay. But it was just, he was really nice. And I was like, wow, I just felt so much better. It's like, you know, the shame alleviated from my life. Well, not really, but for a sec. So it's like, cool. And yeah, I just felt really good after that. So that was my high and
That's
my
kind of
week
slay.
of not great times.
One time I had such a great confession. I wrote down everything he said after. I still have it on my phone. It was like this major like inspirational speech he gave me. It was like building me up and giving me this random priest in Arizona because Nick used to live in Arizona. So we went there and then I went to confession after, and yeah, it was just a random priest in Arizona, and he like really inspired me. So I wrote down the whole paragraph. It was so crazy.
Yeah, I love it when they do that.
I love that.
I feel like confession is so therapeutic
I
sometimes.
love it.
It's
But
so
then I don't
good.
do it for a while, then I'm like, oh, I'm scared. But then I do it and I remember why I love it.
Yeah, I
I
think
know it is crazy how much like the shame builds up that you like don't
Yes.
want to go and like tell the priest all of your sins, whatever. But it's like they literally hear so many people like they're not gonna.
Well,
be.
and I'm like, it's not about the priest. I have to like forget about that and like talking
I know.
to God. It's not
I know.
about this
Yeah.
random man.
I know it is so. Every time I leave confession, I'm like, this is so powerful.
Right? It's like
not
you
the
feel
same.
different.
It's not the same as telling a random person. Like when
Yeah,
you
it's
open
not.
up someone and you confide in someone, like that's
Yeah.
a powerful experience between two people. It's like, oh, this is powerful. But when you leave confession, like it is the wildest.
Well, you can feel like the grace.
It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
God.
it's not the same thing as when you go to a friend and you tell them something and then you feel like the weight off your chest. It's not like that.
It's different.
It's like that times a million.
Well, I
kind
think
of.
because a lot of the time, my favorite is when the priest will like kind of give you some life advice
Yes,
relating.
I
That's
love
what he
that.
did. I
And
was
like,
thank
yeah,
you.
I went to one
My
over.
favorite is when they say, "Are you in counseling?"
Actually,
yes, I am.
Yeah, that has been recommended to me by a priest multiple times. But yeah, my
Yeah,
last
same.
one, yeah, my last really good one was in the winter when I was having like a giant mental breakdown. And this priest was so gentle and sweet, and he was just like
I don't
you need
know.
to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health. There's
my
doctors that can
gosh.
help you, and
Aw.
just like it was really
That's really
sweet, and
sweet.
he just was so gentle.
Oh.
It felt like God was just
Oh.
speaking through him, like this fatherly presence. I was like, thank you. I
They
needed
always
that so
just
bad.
tell me that I'm too hard on myself, basically. Every
Wow.
time, almost every single time. They never tell me to go to counseling, which they should.
I also love when they tell you as your penance to pray one of the Psalms.
Oh,
I love
I do
that.
not think I've gotten that one.
I feel like they've given me
Yeah.
like I feel like Psalm 23, the Lord's my shepherd. That one has been given to me, and I just like I sit
that
there
was
in the
my
pew
last
and I
one.
just cry. I'm like,
Ooh, I like that.
I need this. Oof.
Okay.
Knew it.
What a life.
So there's our ups and downs, highs and lows. Now we're going to go to the main topic. Also, if you do not know, Lisa is supporting her husband through his cancer treatment, so that is why she's not here today, but she'll be in as soon as she can, but she can't be here today. So please keep their whole family in your prayers. Her husband, her daughter. I was going through every. I was like her daughter, his mom, and I can't go through every. Well, those four. Let's do that. I'm not going to mention every single family member. I was about to. I'm like, that's too much. Okay, just keep their family in your prayers, please. Okay. That's such an OCD thing when you start praying for one person, then you're like,
Yes,
and this person,
yes.
and this person, and then so many times I'm like, in the whole world. I'm like, God, can I do the whole world? Is that
Yeah, you're
count?
like, am I being too
Or
selective?
do I need to do
Me with my
individually?
50-year-long.
Do I need to go by country? Or what do I do? And then I'm like, okay, maybe this
Maybe
is
continent.
Well, yeah, not country. I would have to look up a list of countries, and then I have to go through. You think I know all the
Everyone in
countries.
Europe.
Do you guys think when you die, then if you go to heaven, God says like, this person that you prayed for, let me show you how it impacted them? I feel like he would show you that.
That'd be really cool.
Because there's been so many times where the one prayer I defaulted to, which I need to get back to that for a long time, was like, I pray for a person out there who's like really hopeless and lonely and like losing their faith in their life right now, and like that they would find you and that they would see your face and they would like find hope again. I just wonder. I wonder if that like if that reached anyone or who it did. I'm sure it did. I believe that there's power in that, but I just wonder who it was. You know.
It's so weird that certain times in my life I can tell someone is praying for me, and then they like tell me
Wow.
after, and I'll literally go like, someone is praying
so
for me right
crazy.
now. I can feel it based on what's happening in my life, and then they will tell me after.
Wow.
That has happened multiple times because I can feel like I'm like, these things happening, like someone is praying for me.
Wow.
It is so crazy. Anyway, let's move on. We're in such like a spiritual.
I know.
Yeah.
We need to do like a
And
spiritual
Lisa-
episode.
Lisa was texting us all the stuff in our sister group chat, and it was like very, like giving like perspective and like
yeah.
inspirational, and also like deep and heavy and like everything.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
I was like, wow.
I think we're all existential this week, right? Do you guys feel that? Like you're
Yes.
thinking about the meaning of
I'm
like,
existential. Yeah. For
but like
for the
extra
last-
this week.
Think
This
my
week is
whole
hitting
life,
hard.
but yeah.
To me,
I feel like my entire
there's some
life.
weeks where I'm just like fun. Like doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I have days where I'm like, oh
Yeah, just like looking
nothing
forward to
about
something fun
anything,
or whatever,
yeah, I
doing
do
something chill. But this week I'm just like the meaning of
makes sense.
life.
wait, it's like that sound that's like, I don't even know. Every time I try to do a TikTok sound, no one knows what I'm saying.
I always forget.
Even
Try
if they
it.
know the sound, I can't
Falling
do
on
it.
deaf
It's the one
ears.
that's like,
People, is it the one that nurses always use?
I don't know. It's like something's happening. I can't remember what's happening first, and then it goes like, na, 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 na. When you're like, something's happening, and then it's like serious moment. Na, 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 na. Is it the one where someone's talking like blah, 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 and it's like a song that's like, da, na, 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 na. So it's like a serious
I,
moment.
like, can
or it's like a fun
understand
moment,
what you're
and then
saying.
it snaps into a serious moment, and you're like, oh. It's like when I'm doing blah, blah, and I remember blah, blah, blah.
I know
One
what
of those.
you're
It's
saying.
strings.
I think so.
Yes, I know.
I'm trying
it's
to
Solana
remember.
song.
I thought you were talking about
where
the
it's
one.
the girl who's saying like and blah blah blah, and then she's like,
I think
oh,
so.
Man.
I think
Yes.
so.
Then it
I
goes,
think so.
Yes.
Yes.
Radio by Lana Del Rey.
I was thinking about the one where they're like,
Unless
Oh.
you're in a different one, but
I was
where
thinking-
the girl's like,
I'm
and then
pretty
it's like,
sure.
oh,
I was thinking about the one time where they're like, oh, wait, what's your hair color? And blah, blah, blah. Was your
Yes,
childhood
yes, yes, yes.
traumatic?
You got it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
see.
I know that one.
thank you.
What?
Are we good?
Guys, are we? Can you just give me some feedback here? Are we incoherently babbling? Because
No.
I'm like, do people understand this exchange with
I
so many
think
people
they
talking?
do.
No, I'm just asking the viewer.
They will
Because
let
I'm
us
like,
know.
I was just watching that and I'm like, would that be confusing for the outside person?
Mel, you
I
let
think
us know.
they know when you say, oh, that TikTok sound.
No, I'm saying
what
because
is it?
people were chiming in
sound.
and I was like, I don't know. I just didn't know if that was
No,
confusing.
Kat,
I'm
they
just
can
curious.
keep up.
'cause
I
I'm
know
so
you
used
guys
to
can
it.
keep up.
I'm like, Melania, Mel, you text us.
Weigh in. I'm curious.
No, they get mad at us. They're like, I hate it when you talk over each other, which we're trying, guys. We're trying. Okay, speaking of that,
Let's get
Let's
into the
start.
topic.
All right.
things people tell us. Okay, the first one.
Things people
Okay,
tell
things
us.
we learned.
Wait, I feel like you need to explain it a little
We
bit.
learned from the internet that we would have never known or thought about ourselves or even thought for 1 second or come across in our entire lives if we hadn't had a career on the internet. Is that
Okay,
better?
great. Yes. Tell us.
So basically, there's all these things that you about yourself, about us as a group, whatever, that we just never
world
would
at
have thought
large.
of.
No, truth.
Then when you have thousands and thousands of people, and some of them so unhinged, saying things to you,
Truly.
you just learn a lot of things.
You do.
So true.
So here's the
Start
first
us
one.
off.
We have come across as Amish and Mormon.
Okay,
Mormon makes
I get,
sense.
but
Amish does not.
Have you seen the Amish people of TikTok? Like,
But okay, the Amish
I don't see a bonnet.
was that's so true.
Was
Was
it? I
more
feel
in
like
the
it was a
past,
joke,
not
right?
recent.
Do you think it was a joke or like a real thing that people
No, it
thought?
was real.
Like
It's like, are you Amish? I think they actually probably meant more like a different word.
I think they were trying to
didn't
say
mean
like
actually
sheltered.
Amish.
Yes, they're trying to say,
Yeah.
are
Not
you
like
sheltered?
the
Are you
religious
in a cult,
organization
maybe?
of Amish people. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have a
Yeah.
horse and buggy and all the
Have you
things.
seen the Amish people on TikTok though?
No, I didn't know they were allowed to have TikTok.
Some of them randomly
I thought
are
you
on
were supposed to
TikTok,
have
and I
that
see
one
it.
girl
Technology.
was fake though. She wasn't actually Amish, and it was a whole scandal.
Whoa.
Ooh,
yeah.
Scandies.
That's wild.
Dang.
I think it's weird how we like come across, which has changed over the years. But I always notice for myself, I don't know what you guys, well, I don't know, Kath, you probably wouldn't, I don't know what you'd think. You maybe, I don't know. When I'm, okay, it's like I have my friends who are more religious and more clean cut, I would say. Clean cut, I don't know what the word is. And then my friends who are more on the edgy side of the spectrum. And when I'm with my edgy friends, people, I feel so innocent and wholesome. But then when I'm with my other side, clean cut, whatever it is, I feel so edgy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am not that edgy.
Yes,
But
I feel
like
that.
I'm so edgy.
I actually do
Yeah.
feel that.
I have people apologize for swearing in front of me.
Me
which
too,
I'm like,
all the time.
I'm like, I'm a 32-year-old woman. I've heard swear words. I mean, not that I choose to use them myself. They don't really.
I've heard a couple.
Unless someone's just like, it's literally peppered in every other word.
You're like, I've seen Netflix.
That kind of bothers me, but here and there, it does not bother me. And I don't know. People are like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, you don't have to
People
apologize
always
to
they
me.
stay apologizing for that.
Just because it's interesting how you choosing not to do something, even if you don't even say anything about it, people like, I don't know, or like choosing not to drink. People will be like, "Oh, is it okay if I like?" I don't know. You're just like,
That's not what they
It's
said to
very
me.
strange.
just live your life and make your choices.
No, everyone roasted me so much for that.
See, and
But that was just men.
could you never have foretold
Yeah,
that being
and
sober
you
would
know
be
what?
the biggest trend?
They wanted you to drink because
I
they were
know.
sick in the
They're a
head.
bunch of
Yes!
That's the truth. And I didn't realize that when I was young. Thank goodness. Or
Yeah.
not thank goodness I didn't drink because I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I was around a bunch of predators.
Yep.
That's
Now,
what they
how
are.
do you feel that it's like the biggest trend now?
To
not
not
drinking?
drink.
Yeah,
I'm
being
so
sober.
ahead of that, and now no one cares if you don't drink. And they're like, oh, yeah, me too. Not in my day.
Not in her day.
Not in my
Not in her Christian
Which
home.
also my therapist said it was great that I don't drink.
Amen.
Because she said I probably would have had a problem. That's what she told me.
I always thought that about myself.
She said that was a great call.
I could see
Guys,
that.
I feel like we need to make a subreddit of this episode where we say things we would have never known except for that our therapist told us.
Yes.
We need to make a subreddit.
We need to make a
Of
subreddit.
this episode.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's go to the next one.
You know what I mean, right?
know, you get
You're
it.
tracking with me.
Okay.
I know you are.
If you, in our videos, if you talk or sing the most or the least, you will get the most comments.
Oh, yeah.
What?
They're like, why isn't she talking? Or, oh, she's singing so much.
Wait, sing?
This is in the olden days.
Oh, like who gets the most solos?
Yeah, this is the olden days. So people would be like, oh, this person sang too much. Or like, this person didn't sing enough.
Or this person didn't talk.
Why does Christina talk the whole time? Can't she let anyone else talk? I'm like, sorry.
You know, I've been wondering the same thing.
sorry.
Sorry for party
Sue
rocking.
me. Okay, some of us yap more than others, and some of you do
Some
too.
of us couldn't turn their personalities on while filming. So they were not going to yap.
Which is interesting because Amy is loquacious.
I am now. I have a lot more.
People's
now.
personalities have changed over time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not.
Mine has changed a
I
lot.
was thinking about how weird Lisa is now, but she was on the internet.
was
I'm thinking when she was
always
a
weird.
child, she wasn't. You didn't know. her. You weren't
I
there.
wasn't there.
You weren't there. As a child, Lisa was not weird, wacky, silly, crazy, whatever. She was just like very sweet, and she was the one who I could always be like, oh, she'll do everything that I want to do.
But
like,
I
Lisa,
feel
you wanna
like
play this? And she'd always
around
do it.
like 12, she started. Remember
Something
like the
weird
Andy
happened.
Milwaukee show that she made that video?
Then she came out of her shell.
She became
It was so
wild.
amazing.
Weird
What?
and wild.
She wasn't
Comedian Lisa
funny
was
as a
birthed.
kid. She wasn't like this funny child, and then suddenly she
I
was
wasn't.
hilarious, and I was like, how did that happen? Anyway,
Comedian Lisa. We stand.
Lauren and Christina are are bullies to their sisters.
Well,
Well,
Well, we're blunt.
yes.
We can be intense in different ways, very different intensities.
Yeah.
We have strong in different ways personalities. Lauren's like the quiet strong. I'm like the loud strong.
yeah.
And we just say what's on our mind. We're passionate. We have a high standard, and we get upset when things don't live up to our high standard.
Yeah.
We have emotional issues
True.
that were treated.
I think
that
we
we're
all
treating
have
now.
emotional
I think
issues.
well, and also I think that me, because everyone's like, Amy's bullied all the time. Me during filming was very different than me during life too, though.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
I was very high strung, very tense, like sitting there like the
Well-
world was ending at every moment. So everything was
you
very.
mean? Oh, you mean during filming?
I would
Yeah.
venture to say though that most of the bullying that occurred was around filming though, not in our personal
Yes,
life.
exactly.
So
yeah.
that's
Well, and also I think it made it look a lot more dramatic than it was.
In real life, Lisa has bullied me
Well,
a couple times. I will say. Lauren
she's
has
not
probably
here.
bullied me a couple times too.
okay. I will say that you take things as bullying that I didn't mean as bullying. Like I say something about like a clothing item or something, and you're like, "You told me my pants were ugly." I'm like, I
Okay.
didn't even
It's
mean
not
that.
bullying, but
listen.
it's a lot. But you know what? It's good.
Like
though.
I said,
it's good though.
oh, you should get like longer
Longer
jeans.
pants.
I didn't mean those
Which
were
I
bad.
did have.
It was in addition to what you had. You're like, you think my pants are horrible. I'm like, no, I'm just saying.
So I was like,
you
okay,
should
don't
get
wear these
another-
shorter pants anymore.
I feel like
And
See,
then I
that
didn't
was
wear them.
You taking it that way.
Yeah.
Though. That's not what I meant.
Well, I got longer pants, so.
I
And
feel
did
like
you like
younger
them?
sisters
Yes, they were good.
and I feel like there's a thing that sisters have where it's like for older and younger, especially younger, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want Lauren to think that I'm cool at all times. And then
mean,
when
you
the
gotta
younger
let it
sister
go.
says that you're not cool, then it's like, oh. Or
See,
like
but
something-
when did
like,
I
I
say
done
that?
messed up.
I would like
Yes.
to think that this is the amount that I bully, and this is the amount that I encourage.
I
people.
agree.
You know
actually.
what? I would like to say that too.
I agree.
I would
about
like
you
to
and
think.
myself.
but that's what I do.
Although it does not outweigh it, is
I
what
think-
I've learned.
yeah,
So I
It
toned it
doesn't,
down.
unfortunately.
I toned it down.
Okay, well, I feel like as a middle sister, you want your younger sisters to think that you're cool, and you want your older sister to think that you're competent.
Ooh.
Like, no offense, she's not gonna tell me that I'm cool. She never would. But Lauren, I'm like, ooh, Lauren knows
I don't
what's
tell
cool.
anyone
But
that.
Christina knows what's competent.
Well, she doesn't have any older sisters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I will say, at first I was like, no, I don't care if Lisa thinks I'm cool. And then I was like, wait, Lisa said actually, Lisa's complimented me on two things. I'm like, that is very nice. Lisa always tells me that she thinks I have very cool, hip music taste.
Because
which
you
I'm
do.
like, you do. Wow,
Kat,
thank you.
You do.
Well, but she didn't realize that until she said her husband would be showing her all these, like, oh, this is like a really like underground band. And then Lisa would be like, oh, I've heard this. Kath plays this. And I was like, wow, that
Oh,
is
you
a
finally-
compliment. I
love
was
it.
just feeling,
Finally get
I was
the
feeling that.
recognition.
And then she said she was watching old videos and she was like, wow, Catherine, you were that girl with your outfits.
you were, and you had
Well,
great fashion taste. And
Thank you.
You were
Listen,
so
I'll tell you
Tumblr.
what it was. I would just blew all my money at Forever 21 and a couple of other stores at the mall. Okay, that's what it was.
I love it. Slay Queen.
Okay, next one is, it's offensive if you remove the curse words from covers.
Oh
Yes,
my
I don't know why that's
God.
offensive.
Okay, people.
I genuinely don't.
I
know.
don't get that. To
People
this
have
day.
gotten so, and when we change the gender, which we don't always do, I don't know why. Sometimes we just feel like it fits.
Yeah.
And sometimes we feel like it doesn't fit.
Why
It kind
do
of
you
depends on the other words. Like sometimes we're like, yeah, that works to just sing it how it is. I don't know. People with changing the words, people have gotten so mad at us.
Yeah, I don't really know why.
So
Even
mad.
when we were like literally 10, aka you.
Yeah, what?
Like, I'm sorry, I just don't understand that.
Here's my perspective on that. If you go on Spotify, like every top song, explicit. There is so much explicit music to choose from. People that maybe don't want to listen to that, there's like nothing for them to choose from. So and
True.
people would say that to us all the time. They're like, "Thank you guys for giving me something I can like play in the car with my kids." Like,
No worries.
or like my classmates or not classmates. What are they called? Teacher with their students. Like, we gave people clean versions of songs they wanted to listen to. I don't know what's bad about
Wait,
that.
they were like, you just, I don't quite understand. It's like it's people who have like a weird edgy thing to them where they like want to be seen as
You
edgy.
can be edgy.
So like,
and I don't have
so like
to be.
you don't want to say that? No, I actually
No,
don't.
I don't, unfortunately.
So that's
It
okay.
just offends.
That's okay.
I wonder if people, that's just my theory, maybe people who feel like that, they feel like insecure about it. Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Or I don't
if
know.
they don't feel like that, they probably
Yeah,
won't
because
say
if you don't
anything.
care, you
Because
won't
if
care.
you didn't care, it's just a very strange thing to be caught up in.
Well, yeah, and it's one thing to be like, oh, I love those original lyrics, like, oh, but that's
I
not
love
what
that.
this
Beep,
is.
beep,
Okay,
beep.
well,
I love
maybe they
those.
like those. We
Maybe
didn't
they
change
like
just
it.
curse words, though. We changed a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they
like
liked
something
those.
is like
Wait, guys.
suggestive.
Yeah.
I gotta bring something up.
What?
No. Remember,
rewrote
TBT. Lucas Graham, who we were a huge
Oh
fan of.
my!
We love
gosh.
his music. He got annoyed because he posted a comment. I think it was on Twitter.
This is the artist.
He
of the
responded
song.
to us
Wait, say
covering
who he is first.
Lucas Graham. He's an
What
artist.
song? Yes.
He did the song 7 Years.
Which is
Once I was 7, and we
years
covered it and we
old.
changed it because he said like smoking and drinking or something.
Yeah, smoking
we had
herb and
children.
drinking burning liquor.
And
and we had children in our band. We have minors.
But I'm like,
14,
also,
15,
I have
16.
personally never smoked herb and drank burning liquor. You know what? You do you. You do. But he wrote a comment that was like, oh, they changed the lyrics. Like,
I didn't know that.
He roasted us.
So funny.
I think he was.
because that was like his life story.
Yeah,
Like, why'd you change
I think he's
my
trying to
story?
say
And it's
if you can't keep up with my things, then you shouldn't be singing my song. I don't know. I
And you
don't
know what? Coming from the artist, that's the only person I can appreciate a roast from.
But
Yeah.
like,
But it's so dumb. It's so funny.
It was so funny that he.
We're just
commented.
random.
We're just random gals on the internet.
I gotta say, I was a
literally.
little crushed because I loved him as an artist. I thought his music was so good. And after that, I was like, oh. And I kind of
Like,
just,
he hates us.
I was disillusioned. Yeah, I was like, he hates us.
You know what else I have to say regarding this? That I have a statement to make.
Oh.
no.
This is a pet peeve. This is a real problem, okay? This is a real problem. Sibling bands. Okay?
No, I know what you mean.
Sibling bands. So we change a lot of the words if there's like suggestive, like sexual kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Because we're sisters. Why would we? And also they were really young, but not pretend they're not even young. Like we're adults now.
That's weird.
Siblings don't need to sing sexual songs.
Guys, if you want that.
with each other.
I know none of you guys listening wanted that. But those people.
I see this on the internet. I see sibling bands singing like very suggestive kind of songs together, and I'm like, listen,
That ain't right.
That is too far.
it's one thing to sing this by yourself. It is another thing to have your little sister harmonizing with you.
Guys, that is
Okay, I
that
do
is
think
wrong.
some people, they don't really listen to lyrics though or think about it, I will say.
But in
I
a
will
band
say.
with your siblings, you would feel
No,
so
some
weird.
people literally don't think about what the words are. They actually don't.
It is so
I
do
so
that.
bizarre to
I'm
me.
out.
'Cause
I'm
I
sorry.
can't-
We
But this
can't.
is a thing. You see this, okay? And we're just, it's not.
We're just living our lives, okay?
That's not it.
Let us think about
Anyway,
what
let's
we
move
want
on
to
from
think
that one.
about.
Anyway, I just had to get that out. That's my pet peeve, and I haven't been able to tell anyone. Okay, so
yeah,
Wait,
you
I
gotta.
also, one last thing that I would like to say our teenage dream rewrite is the most iconic
Wait, what did we
rewrite.
say?
We said, let's have fun.
Go out tonight.
let's have fun.
And we took the whole chorus.
We
you
did.
Make me feel good. Teenage
That song
dream.
is a minefield.
Whenever you're around, I
can't
can't leave.
Let's
Run away, don't ever look back. Just one smile.
Just one smile. That's good. That's good.
It's just so
You know, some
funny.
songs we maybe should have just,
Skip the cover. Well, no, but that
Some
was such-
songs are just a
the
minefield.
harmonies in that cover were so good, though.
The let's have fun though. That is let's have fun. It's like what?
Go out
Oh my-
Honestly,
all right.
slay.
Next.
Slay. I would do it again.
I would.
Okay, so this is one that I definitely had a mental block with, and I've gotten over it, thank goodness, which is if you sing too many relationship songs in a row or inspirational songs in a row, people get mad. Okay, Cass just had to step out to get her baby, so we're going to keep going. So, I said if you sing too many relationship songs in a row or inspirational songs in a row, people get mad about you singing too much.
About the same thing. Yeah.
Which sucks. And that got me for a while. They're like, oh, why do you girls just sing about boys all day? Sing about something else.
They
And then
love to say that.
we come out with like, I'm enough, blah, blah, all those. And they're like, oh, why do you just keep doing message songs? Can't you sing about
I've
something
never
else?
seen that
Oh,
actually.
I don't.
They didn't say message songs. They said like, why do you keep telling us we're worth it? Not really. Stuff like that. I have seen a
I
lot
guess
of
I
those.
see people like, please, can you do a breakup song, please?
Yeah.
Or
Like,
please,
you hated it when
I
we
need
did
a
it.
song about my
I mean, I
crush.
can kind of understand people want like a.
I don't
arrange,
understand that at all.
but
I'm like, this artist is for this, and this
Well,
is what I
people
listen
don't
to
quite
them for.
understand that. I think.
Okay, but also we were writing what we wanted to write, and
Yeah.
that's how we write. That's what
Yeah.
an artist is someone who just goes up and is like, hey, tell me, what should I do for this song? And then like you write their song. It's like they write their song based on what they're feeling, what they're going through. And sorry, there's like a theme to that sometimes. So now at this point it's like, okay, that's whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like we kind of moved on from that one. But that one hurt for a little bit. I don't know why. That one got in my head a lot. Like, we just keep singing about boys. Are we so shallow and dumb?
Well, that
idiotic.
one was so rude.
That was like the
though, of,
Taylor
like,
Swift one.
shaming. Yeah, of like
Yeah.
women. All you care about is boys, you dumb girls. I'm
Well,
like,
sorry
okay.
that we did.
Sorry.
Sorry. Maybe true. Okay.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.